Yes, guys, hope all is well. Hope you're doing good. You guys have been absolutely loving the shootout content this week. I want to say a big thank you from me. And I'm sure Eunice does too. We have got plenty to go through tonight. We had some big wins for Arsenal, Newcastle, Man City, Eric Dier, of all people. We're going to go through all of that stuff, mate. I can't believe it.
Eric Dier in 2025 is just unreal.
Mate, I had a ninefold ACCA. And Eric Dier let me down. And then to make matters worse, bro, he goes and attributes it to Harry Kane. Like, there's a reason I don't like Tottenham Hotspur. That's probably it.
Love it.
They don't even play for him.
You couldn't write that. You
It's
actually
mental.
couldn't write that.
We're also going to discuss Napoli, specifically Rasmus Hojlund, because I famously said he's the worst striker I've ever seen play for Man United. And I think we're gonna end with that, as well as PSG Barcelona, and talk about how United probably are the problem. But shall we begin?
Yes.
With a very comfortable, almost obvious, I think I said 2-0 Arsenal against Olympiacos too.
One of us say 2-0. Who got that right?
One of us
We
did.
both did say an Arsenal win, to be fair.
Yeah, that was obvious, I think.
Yeah.
It was actually closer though. Like, in terms of Arsenal had, what I loved about watching Arsenal, which I can't believe I've even said that, but I wish Chelsea could take a leaf out of this, vertical football.
Oh, tell me about it.
David Raya to Odegaard
Mate.
to the running striker. Please, can we do this more? It was excellent.
The thing is, like, and I don't want us to be about Chelsea, but really quickly, we can do that.
Yeah.
Like, we have done that prior. Do you remember the Club World Cup final against PSG was purely vertical.
Yes.
Just boss, up, down, done. You know, from A to B, quick. I love going A to B, just real quick. But yeah, Arsenal, done that really well. They done that really well. Maybe they approached the game a little bit, I don't want to say nonchalant, or maybe a bit laid back. I don't know, but it seemed a little bit flat, but they weren't really threatened.
There were moments, like Raya made some there was one amazing save.
There was
that was
one,
going right
yes.
into the top corner. And then there was like another one, I think the goal was a rebounded goal. And then initially the first save from Raya was fantastic. But for me, it's about the speed of the distribution. When Arsenal look most threatening, it's when it is 1 pass, 2 pass, Gyökeres is in, or Martinelli's in. Martinelli scoring again,
Typical,
but
innit?
that was a Victor Gyökeres goal, really, to be
Yeah.
fair. It's a bit like, I gave it to Garnacho the other day. I'd give this one to Gyökeres, but Martinelli puts it in.
Both goals were, I don't want to say fumbles, but there was a bit of luck in both,
Yeah.
you know? And I'm not saying that in a bad way. You take those. Sometimes they land onto your lap and you take them. But yeah, Martinelli making that run to just get there in time and just tap it in after what Gyökeres did. Saka, I mean, the Saka goal was a fantastic through ball, 1-2. You can see that he spotted Saka beautifully, weighted the ball beautifully. And then the finish is just, it's not the best finish in the world, but it creeps in. It's the keeper goes in,
Like it could
trickles
have been a
in. You
bit
take
painful,
those.
that did, actually. It depends on where it hit, but we won't go into that too much. It did look ever so slightly scary for the goalkeeper, but easy for Arsenal, really.
It's straightforward. This is what we expected. We didn't anticipate Olympiacos doing anything, and that's exactly what happened, really. Arsenal will get a win.
It's
and,
actually something I've just looked at right now.
Yeah.
Is when you compare the results to like the youth level results. So it was Olympiacos under-19s beat Arsenal,
no way.
and then Arsenal beat Olympiacos, and then if we go on to the next one, Monaco under-19s against Man City under-19s was 5-3 to City, and I called an Erling Haaland hat-trick in this game, but he nearly got. He could have had 5.
This close then.
Very close.
Arsenal Academy, you got to do better. You used to be big back in the day. What's going on?
Nothing to compare.
Just
with
saying. They used to be the
Throw it in.
standard of academy football. I remember growing up, Arsenal used to be like the academy to go
Yeah.
to. But Man City, this wasn't expected, was it?
I didn't. I mean, both of the Monaco goal, the first one, outrageous finish from Teze.
Mate,
Great goal.
beautiful. Probably goal of the, well, it's up there as one of the goals of the of the game week, should we say?
Yeah.
Hands down. But Man City, they had it. I don't say cruising, but they had it going their way pretty well, especially with Erling Haaland's first half. I thought he was fantastic. Erling Haaland's first goal, by the way. I mean, that, you know when you talk about instinct, that is it. Like,
He's
at
just
100%.
the dude, isn't he? He's the guy.
That is just to have the capacity to know just a little tiny dink is going to be exactly like mathematically what it's going to take for the keeper to not be able to reach and to put it into net in that split second. That's what top strikers do.
Getting it up and down.
Straight. And
Yeah.
I thought he was class in the first half. He criticised himself in the second half. You watch his his post-match interview with Liv, actually. She was the one asking him questions. And he was saying that he done his job in the first half, didn't do his job in the second half, and he just wasn't happy at himself. And I'm
But
like,
this is the level, isn't it? This
that's
is what you want
quality.
to be at.
yeah, that is quality from him.
Eric Dier. Why did you do this to me?
How are you still here, brother? Like, he's still playing?
Put him in the England squad just for a penalty shootout after that. It was
Straight up.
emphatic. What great pen.
Very good pen.
Very good pen.
Very
And then,
good pen.
as we said at the start, he attributes it to Harry Kane. If there's one way to wind me up in the morning, you wake up, you look at your accumulator, you're like, oh, this is all looking good. Yeah. Oh, no. Eric Dier has scored a penalty I would have won about 280 quid off a pound.
Mate, it's not like your all-time record, is it?
No, it's not. No,
You're never doing that again.
We're not going into anything on this video today. But Man City, like, it's too early in the competition. This is kind of the thing about the league stage of the Champions League, isn't
Exactly.
it? None of these results actually really matter that much, but they do.
They do because they add up. But
If I was a
there's
football
still...
manager, I'd get scrutinised for that.
Oh,
because
yeah,
it's
you'd be
like,
killed.
Every game is worth the same amount of points. That's also true.
Which it is.
Yeah.
Which it is. But you've still got loads of games to be able to determine where you're going to end up.
Yeah.
But it's at the end where you look back at results and go, oh, man, I could have done with that.
Yeah, and away draws, okay. Nice night out in Monte Carlo. Went to the casino. That's what Pep did, I reckon.
It's not the end of the world, 100%.
Yeah.
Nah, I say 100%.
He didn't.
Maybe,
He definitely didn't.
Maybe he doesn't anymore. He'll scratch his head and his eyes out. But no, we expected a City win here. And they didn't get it. So you could argue for Manchester City, is it a bad result? It's not the end of the world.
No.
It's not the end of the world.
But I'll tell you what could be the end of the world. Brussels last night, inviting the Geordies into town. Blimey, did Newcastle dispatch DHL FedEx delivery. Union Saint-Gilloise beaten 4-0, mate.
They were. And talking about, I think we need lights changed, no?
We do. Yeah, come on, let's go.
My friend, it's so funny. We were here talking about how Newcastle might end up struggling. They put in a lot on the weekend. Now there's this. They're looking forward to this weekend coming up in the league. They're not going to be able to maybe handle it. It's an away day. Respect to Newcastle, man. You walked it. Absolutely walked it.
Dispatch, mate. Absolute dispatch. And to be fair, I want to shout out Nick Voltemade.
Yes.
You see that lovely little bit of foot? He is outrageous, bro. He's just there in the middle of the park dancing around these players. And I'm like, this guy's the real deal. Elanga, I thought, was fantastic for Newcastle.
He was.
He looked really sharp. And the way that he can run and deliver a ball with precision, that's a real skill. That's what you want from a winger. Someone that is more than capable and willing to run at a man, beat a man, and then actually add the delivery on top. It's like Noni Madueke, but with end product.
I was going to say, because
Elanga's the guy.
The styles are very similar.
Yeah.
And I think you can execute it better in continental football. If you're playing in Europe, teams that are outside of the Premier League, and I say this respectfully because the tempo and the pace of the Premier League is second to none, right? It's a case of when a winger does cut in that way, they're going to find more space. They're going to find more opportunity. They're not going to be closed down as quickly. And this is where you can take advantage. Elanga, in this situation, as you just said, similar style to Madueke, but there is an end product there. And I thought he was class in this game. Yeah. Him, to be fair, and I do want to credit Anthony Gordon as well.
2 penalties, 2 goals.
There was 2 penalties, justifiably so, by the way. Correct decisions. Yeah. They were.
Yeah.
But Newcastle took full advantage. Nick Woltemade is, like we were saying, for the Premier League videos, that he's a proper Prem baller, it seems, isn't he? Proper Prem baller.
He's going to write headlines.
And I think, yeah. And Eddie Howe spoke about him in the presser afterwards, saying, this is why we signed him, because the Bayern Munich, I don't know if it was Rummenigge, who decided to come out and say that Newcastle done something stupid, spending that much on Nick Woltemade. I'm like, what kind of comment is that?
Mate, these Bayern guys, they need to
chill,
understand
bro.
where they're operating in, mate.
100%.
The way that they speak in the media.
Who are you?
Have some class, biggest team in Germany, all right?
I don't say that too loud because we need them to take Jackson, but...
They said they will. They said they will.
They said they will.
Yeah.
Well, you can't... Well, can we trust them?
I wouldn't trust them as far as I can throw them.
This is the thing. I think he's going to be really, really good for Newcastle. And I think for the Prem, and in turn, in the Champions League, he's already delivering really, really good performances.
Yeah, Eddie Howe deserves a lot of credit, in my opinion, because it's not like he's got an abundance of European football experience on the big stage. And to go away, even the fourth goal, the speed of that counter-attack, and then Harvey Barnes put the ball in the back of the net, really impressive. I think Newcastle, this is a big win after they might feel a bit hard done by for the other Barcelona game, because they could have been home and host in the first half, and then obviously Barcelona's class showed.
Yep.
But good win for Newcastle.
100%. Big win.
Which one do you want to do next? Should we go through the rest of the scores? Because there's
yes.
There's Karabag.
Big up Karabag.
Whenever I think Karabag, I just think Zappacosta top bins. Did he mean it? Yes, he did. But they've beaten Copenhagen 2-0. 6 points out of their first 2 games. Sensational.
Yeah.
We got to go to Karabag, mate.
They're up there, man.
They are. Carry a bag. No, thank you. The suitcase, that is. All right, we've also got Leverkusen 1, PSV 1. Late equaliser there. Dortmund, big win against Bilbao, 4-1. Napoli 2, Sporting 1. We'll talk about that. Villarreal 2, Juventus 2. That looked like a good game.
Yep.
Renato Vega scoring, big celebration against Juventus. This guy loves it, doesn't he?
Amazing, isn't it?
He's got a plethora of celebrations, does Renato Vega. Player to watch for the future.
Yep, I agree.
Should we talk Napoli Sporting?
Let's do first, before we get to what is, I think, the main event of the video, and I know you lot all are anticipating because it was the biggest game of the weekend. Well, one of the biggest games of the week, not weekend. The weekend's coming up. What am I saying? But yes, Napoli.
Rasmus Hojlund is the worst striker I've ever seen play for Manchester United because he was playing for Manchester United. Mate.
This is the history of the United. Yeah?
I can't believe what I saw, man.
This is it. And I'm not surprised.
Did you see his Instagram post?
Oh, no.
Mate, this is outrageous.
Oh, you got to show me.
I'll read it out to you.
He's got... Oh, right, we're going to get...
So, Rasmus Hojlund has posted this picture.
Okay.
Right? The caption is, Hojlund scores twice in the Champions League after 2 assists from Kevin De Bruyne was not on my 2025 bingo card. Fair play, bro. Like, I love it when I can hold my hands up and admit that I was wrong.
Yep.
But when it's like in jest of a club I don't necessarily like too much.
Yes.
So this is, for me, the nail in the coffin to prove the point that Manchester United really are the problem here.
100%.
Because when we talk Barcelona, Rashford, good assist again.
Yep.
But Hojlund, bro, both of those finishes, the first one, composed, running through the middle. It looked like it was HAALAND who scored. And then the second one, the header, he's got in front of the goalkeeper, nodded it into the top corner. It's amazing what a quality manager and a quality environment can do to a man.
A quality environment. Remember as well, Napoli are the ones who employ Scott McTominay. So, I mean, if you had told Manchester United fans that there will come a time when McTominay and Hojlund will be elsewhere balling.
Ballon d'Or contention.
By the way, McTominay, yes, and deserved as well. They'd slap you in the face and go, nah, mate, shut up. You know, and not just that, we're going to talk about Barca PSG at the end of this video. There's a certain Marcus Rashford over there who decided to play decent, should we say.
Yeah.
I've said this time and time again, man, and I think it's evident. The environment at Manchester United is the thing that stops players from reaching full potential. No matter who they sign, with top caliber, mid caliber, potential, already established, experienced, whatever. You might get players that have some good games, but overall, it's just going to be average or below average because Manchester United as a whole, as an institution, the environment is not going to allow these players and even the managers to get to where they need. They're not going to have all resources on the table for them to be able to work in an efficient way. That's what's been going on for ages at Manchester United. And it's like a certain someone said, you know, football heritage. Well, now Manchester United struggling is starting to look like football heritage because this has gone on for way too long.
Have you got a proverb for us today?
I don't.
Hold the thought.
I don't. If one pops up, I'll let you know.
I love that, man. I absolutely love it. But I just, it's crazy, isn't it? Because if you were, let's say, a Premier League club right now, you'd look at that Hojlund performance and be like, oh, he could be someone to look at for a transfer in the summer.
But then he does go to Man United. Let's say he plays there, he stinks up the place.
But do you think then this is all a Manchester United problem, or is it purely? And I've been looking at this all week, to be honest. Like, looking at the French league, for example, Monaco do very well yesterday against Man City, but PSG are obviously, they win it every year. Bayern Munich win the Bundesliga almost every year. I feel as though the quality in the Premier League, in terms of like as a base layer, is just so high that some players just won't be able to deliver in the league. Do you think it's that, or is it more Man United?
No, there is an element of that. It's not just all, oh, okay, no, Man United just stops everybody no matter what. Like, that's the big portion. You know, you're going to get players that are not suited to the Premier League. And then on top of that, you've got the club and the environment that they're in. That's just that you've killed them. Then you know what I mean? Like it's an additional thing that's there.
Yeah.
But you do get players that I believe are suited to the Premier League that can ball.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Bruno Fernandes is someone that can operate in the Premier League.
Yeah.
How good is he looking? Not that good at the moment. But
Depends what you look at.
But why? This is starting to become a common theme. In fact, we've even got Man United fans asking the questions now because they're starting to self-reflect and go, oh my God, you know what? Maybe we're the problem. Shout out Saeed. Good video. Because he done that yesterday. And he's correct. He's correct. Manchester United, as a football club, yes, you can have players come in that you doubt are either ready for the level, ready for a club like United in terms of stature, but you have to allow the environment and the resources to be able to help the players that you have, and then you can see who can adapt and who can't. There are players that come in that, yes, are not good enough, but there are players that are good enough, and United just holds them back.
Yeah.
And I think that's pretty clear.
Even with players like, what's his name in the middle? Kobe Mainu.
Yes.
Like, he's too good to have a bit part role. And I just think Amorim doesn't help anything. But again,
and there's that as well.
If another manager comes in, which in tomorrow's Premier League predictions video, I don't want to caveat I don't want to say anything too much now, but if a certain manager was to join Man United, I think his job would be to get the best out of the players that are actually good players, that actually could be some people that you could build around. I'm looking at Hojlund that I'm thinking, this is just another prime example of a striker that just probably isn't all that bad, can score different kinds of goals, but he's just in the wrong environment. Maybe it's the pressure. Old Trafford, the theatre of dreams, they call it. What kind of dreams? These are nightmares.
No, I think it goes one step beyond that now, because there's pressure at all big clubs. You know, you go to Arsenal, there's pressure. You go to Liverpool, there's pressure. You go to City or Chelsea, or there's pressure. You know, some would even argue go to Tottenham and you maybe find a little bit of pressure, not too much, but it's still a big club. Man United, of course, in terms of stature, but I think that what we've had now historically over the last few years, I think since Ronaldo came back, this started to become a thing of what is going on behind the scenes at the football club there. You know, we've all seen the broken and leaky roofs. We've all seen the Old Trafford toilets. We've all seen the rats in the kitchen. We've all seen and heard about the gym equipment being the same. Ronaldo came back and found the exact same stuff that he left, right? All of this. And yes, now we know there have been a couple of things that have been amended, but that just goes to show you where Man United have headed in recent years. And when you have instability, Ineos coming in now, change of direction, different mindsets, different ideas, all that instability accounts for players that come into work, managers that come into work.
Product of your environment vibes.
Thank you very much. You're always a product of your environment, no matter what you do, no matter what your profession is. It's without question that the environment at Manchester United holds a lot of people back at the moment.
Yeah.
Up until they sort that out, they're not going to be able to tap into everyone's full potential or what they can do or provide for the people that they employ in terms of manager and players. And that's what's holding them back. Now, every single player that goes, all of a sudden starts balling elsewhere. It's no coincidence.
It's also not an exageration either, really.
It's not,
at this point. Like,
it's not.
Should we move on to Rashford and Barcelona?
Bring on Rashi. Rashi's another one, by the way. This is a good transition. Is Marcus Rashford a bad player? No.
But I don't think he's as good as how big he's seen as.
And I think Man United is a big reason for that.
Yes, but I also think with Rashford, maybe it was too... Like, I don't want to discredit Rashford for any of the things he's done off the pitch. I think it's fantastic.
You think he peaked too soon?
I think he overdid it before he'd achieved anything serious in football.
And that's the press. The media in England are responsible for that as well.
But that's why it's also important to say, like, yeah, great work, but also, like, when footballers' careers end, What are you going to do for the rest of your life? That's the time, I think, to start
Yep.
going into, and I guess it's a whole entire argument. But to talk about the football with Rashford, good assist, brilliant, fluid Barcelona move. When Torres scored that goal, first of all, I thought it was offside.
I thought it was off.
Big time.
Yeah.
But
It wasn't.
second of all, that I thought was the floodgates. I thought this was going to be the floodgates opening. But PSG managed to get Vitinha and Fabian Ruiz back in the team.
Yep.
And first and foremost, mate, please explain to me when Hansi Flick moulded into Ange Postecoglou.
I don't know what he was doing.
What's he on?
I don't know what he was doing. I mean, I think he disrespected PSG too much.
Bro, how can you do that to the European champions?
Come on. Like, I understand, okay, they were depleted in terms of players and personnel, hence why we thought they would get killed, like 3-0 or whatever we predicted as well. But I thought Barca would come with a little bit of discipline and respect. And I thought this is the other side of the coin, should we say, of going all guns blazing, right? It's good to play really offensively when you know you got those tools, but don't neglect everything at the back completely. You know, that's pure Ange Postecoglou type football. This, and you can't do that to PSG. No matter how many injuries they got, you still need to respect them a little bit. PSG, I thought, were class, by the way, except for the way that they conceded their goal. Vitinha mistake, wasn't it? He gave the ball away in midfield, which doesn't normally happen. That can happen, but it doesn't normally happen. But the response from PSG, I thought, was class. They had initiative. It's like what we were talking about earlier on. Vertical football.
Yeah,
A to B, quick. And it goes to show the system that Luis Enrique's implemented is there irrespective of who is on the pitch.
Yes.
It's functioning. It's similar to how Klopp used to function in Liverpool. He'd have his system, different systems, but he'd have his system and then the personnel can change, but the system remains and everyone knows how to execute it. PSG were exactly that yesterday. And I thought, credit to them, because I didn't expect them to get a result. And I guess, you know, beating PSG is not for everyone, is it?
Nah, Barcelona, mate. Welcome to Stamford Bridge. November.
What can I say? We got to beat them, man.
Bro, Joe, this is going to be an absolute classic because we can't defend. Clearly, they can't defend. That's going to be an absolute corker,
6-5.
isn't it? 6-5 to Chelsea. Youth team are going to get the same result too. But I think Mayulu deserves a shout, the PSG striker.
Yes.
Academy product.
Yes.
You see the video of the kids celebrating? That was lovely.
Yes.
All the PSG Academy kids. Love to see that. And all in all, this is once again a show about PSG being the European champions. Credit to Chelsea. Dismantled them. But defensively, Zabani was massive. There was a goal line clearance from Achraf Hakimi that was just outstanding.
Beautiful interception.
Yeah. Everything about that was... Again, PSG, you think about speed, you think about the attackers, you think about the qualities of Dembele, of Doué, of these guys, but they're also showing their resolve in the defensive phase too. So I think probably proving they're the team to beat again.
Well, when you put on a performance like that, with the amount of injuries you have, of course, you're up there. And especially as the current champions, they're going to be one of the favourites. Probably after this, people will look and go, okay, they're going to win it again. Which is rare. Don't wait for that. You know, to go back to back, it's not easy. But I thought overall, as much as the credit I want to give to PSG, I thought Barcelona was suicidal.
Yeah.
You just can't defend like that, man. You just can't. The amount of space that they let, if you look at the PSG goals and you see how that came about, it's just because Barca's defense was on the halfway line. It's as simple as that. If they were deeper, if they were deeper, they would have covered any threat. I don't get it, especially if you're winning 1-0. Why do you need to go so high?
Yeah.
You know, unless... I'm not saying don't attack. This is what we say for Chelsea, for example. No, go and get the second goal, no problem. But don't be stupid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. The problem is we're stupid, but we don't go for the second goal.
We don't.
On that note, this has been another wonderful week of Champions League football and shootout.
It has been.
Thoroughly enjoyed it, Eunice.
It has been. Fantastic. And looking forward to the next one.
Yeah.
We've got Premier League predictions coming out. Make sure you're there for that as well.
It's a banger.
It's
a real banger.
And we've also got international break. Loads of content dropping there. You're going to be covered. Don't worry. You won't be bored, right? I know the internationals are a time where people start to forget about football because they just don't want to tune in to any countries playing.
Take a holiday if you want, but still watch our videos.
But, you know, you can watch from anywhere in the world. So it's fine. Don't worry. You'll be covered.
Get your phones out. All right. See you boys in a bit.